Hey everyone, by now you would have received your textbook and you're probably thinking, what now? I want you to think about some training that you've sat in previously. Could be from school, or it could be just as an apprentice, it could be just any sort of prior training. Could even be in a meeting. Did you find it memorable, exciting, fun? Did you even learn anything? Or was it boring? Were you falling asleep, doodling on some paper, or even maybe planning your next holiday? Were you looking at your trainer thinking, bad hairdo, why on earth would you wear those clothes? Well, guess what? This is what your students could be thinking of you. I want to tell you a story about my first time as a trainer. I'd completed the training and assessment course. I was armed with all the knowledge, I had all my information, I had my session plan, I had everything all sorted out in my head what I was going to do. I turned up to my class, I met them all, I turned around to the board to write my name and my contact information, and I was too scared to turn back around again. This happens all the time and it's really daunting and frightening. What I aim to do through these 5 units of competence is turn you into great trainers. Firstly, you have a training package. So your training package is for each individual industry. So I've just listed here a couple of industries. So business services, for example, training and assessment, animal studies, there's financial services, there's hospitality, there's mechanics, carpenters. Every industry that you can think about actually has a training package, and they have a specific name, a specific letter code down the side. Business services has all different qualifications. Training and assessment, however, it only has certificate 4 and diploma level. Like I was saying before, you've got your training package. In your training package you have your qualification. Now, in your qualification, for example, certificate 3, if I was to say certificate 3 in business, you would need to have one core unit, and then you'd have a list of, and I haven't listed them all, a list of elective units that you could choose that's suitable for the position that you're in. Okay, so let's move on. So are you a person that, or do you know of a person that buys a new dress, throws it in the washing machine, gets it out and goes, I've wrecked it because I haven't read the instructions? Or can you relate to going to IKEA, buying a bed, putting it all together and going, oh, why do I have so many screws left over? Well, if you're this sort of person, you'll need to train yourself to follow instructions and to create plans. Basically, it's a big picture. So if I'm teaching certificate 3 in business, for example, I've got 12 units or 13 units that I need to get through. I need to start here, and by the end of here, I need to have been able to get through the whole 13 units. It's no good getting to here and saying, I've still got all these units to do. Once you've got a plan, then you can start thinking about a session plan. So a session plan is more of a plan where it's daily. What you need in a session plan is time allowed. What's the aim of the session? So by the end of this session, we're going to be able to do something. You need to start to think, okay, I've got a day, there's 5 hours in the day. What am I going to do in this hour? What am I going to do in this hour? What am I going to do in this hour? And plan your activities and list your resources. The idea of having a session plan is that if you're away or you're calling sick, somebody else can walk in, pick up your session plan and be able to teach it, and they'll know the resources that they need. When you're creating a session plan also, you need to take into account language literacy and numeracy. This is really important. It's no sense delivering training to people if you learn and your learners can't take in the information or they can't digest the information. They need to be able to transfer the skills that you teach them to their own work roles. Now, I think this is the exciting part when you get to deliver your training. So you've planned your delivery, so you've planned out your 12 weeks or 18 weeks or even one day. You've created your session plan for the day. Now you have to decide what you want people to learn. Planning out your day is one of the hardest things to do. And I'll tell you a story about a girl that was in one of my training sessions. She was excellent in the class, she had all her paperwork, and she turned up to deliver her 1 hour training session. She came in, she had activities for us to do, she had everything organised, she had theory. She stood up in front of the class, she got so nervous, she read from her paperwork and she was finished in 10 minutes. Now this can really easy to happen. What you need to do when you're planning your training is to have a bank of exercises or a bank of activities that you can get the class to do. What you need to be thinking about is how will you manage the learners? How do you manage to get them to learn the information that you have? The content, you need to manage your content. So the content is what needs to be delivered. You need to look at the unit of competency and deliver the training. And you also need to manage yourself. It's no good turning up to class and then realising I haven't photocopied the handouts or I don't have everything with me and running around getting things organised. What you do need to remember too when you're planning sessions is that activities can be amazing tools. Sometimes adult learners learn more by doing than they do from hearing. So theory is often best done in the morning and activities in the afternoon. And as a general rule, if you have 50-50, 50% of your time for theory and 50% of your time for activities. Okay, so from here, you've got your assessment tasks. What you'll need to do is download your student assessment guide, your assessment, and also your assessment cover sheet in the same way that you did in the induction. So you'll need to save my choice, and that'll allow you to open up your assessment. Like I said before, you will need to video yourself doing 2 40 to 60 minute training sessions. Now I recommend that you do the first session that you create and the second session, because as you work through the assessment you'll see that you'll change it slightly in the second one to adjust it for language literacy and numeracy. Also, I want you to go to use our chat, our coffee shop and our forum. In the coffee shop, that's where you can meet up with other people, you can talk to other people. There might even be other people doing this course that's in your area and you can meet up and talk about your assessment. In the forum, if you're not sure of something or you need a question answered, put it into the forum because there could be other students thinking the same as you. Also, if you come across any websites, any great websites, pop it in there so I can look at it as well. Anyway, enjoy and good luck.